Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we are going to discuss the very first stage of the cellular respiration, which is glycolysis. So basically the glucose is going to uh, break down into two, like a six carbon compound is going to break into two three carbon compounds, and this is known as pyruvate. Let's go into the detail of the cycle. So as we discussed in the other video as well, that glycolysis is the only step of respiration which takes place in the cytoplasm. The other three takes place in the mitochondria. Then it converts the glucose into 2 pyruvate. The net production of energy is 2 ATP and these 2 NADH. So these one are further going to um, be part of electron transport chain to release energy, while this one is the energy that is produced. It does not requires oxygen, because here oxygen is not able to release energy. There is only conversion of glucose into pyruvate. So this is a simple, I can say, the way to learn the Krebs cycle, though you don't have to go into the detail of this one. So we are going, when we learn the glycolysis one, the overall reaction is this. So we start with glucose. It's a goodness gracious Father Franklin didn't go buy perfect pumpkin to prepare pies. So this one is glucose and this one is pyruvate. So there are many products that are in between, which are almost a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are the products that are formed in between the glucose and pyruvate. Let's go into the detail of everywhere. So first of all, glucose is converted into glucose 6 phosphate. Then this glucose 6 phosphate through isomerase, the enzyme convert into fructose, because both are 6 carbon. This one is also 6 carbon and this one is also 6 carbon compound, but the difference lies in their arrangement. That's why it is glucose and it is named as fructose, because there is a different arrangement of um, the structure, the atomic structure or the molecular structure. Okay, then for fructose 6 phosphate is then converted into fructose bisphosphate, or the biphosphate, means two phosphate are going to attach, and definitely it requires the phosphate. So here the phosphate comes from ATP, here also the phosphate comes from ATP, and then this fructose bisphosphate is going to convert into another one, which is dihydroxy acetone. So these two one are basically the uh, ones which have quite similar function, but uh, different arrangement. And then further, uh, when we move to G, this here the glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate is formed, because from here there is division of 6 carbon compound into 3 carbon compounds. So glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate is going to form, which through many processes, because you don't have to go through the detail. This is again a bisphosphoglycerate. um, Again phosphate is added, but not with the help of ATP. Here now the free phosphorus is going to attach to produce a phosphoglycerate. Then phosphoglycerate produces uh, phosphopyruvate, phosphoenol pyruvate, and this is how the pyruvate is going to form. So you don't have to learn each and every thing. We are going to discuss only the few. Then there are certain enzymes that we are going to use. um, Let me just one let me just erase this so that it will be clear. So these are the enzymes that are used in this reaction. So you don't have to go into the detail of each one, but these are the one. This is how you are going to learn. Hungry Peter Pan and the growling pink panther eat pies. So the name of enzymes are hexokinase. So this one is, first of all, adding, it is a 6 carbon sugar, so that's why it is hexose. So it is adding the phosphate group, that's why it is named as hexokinase. Then we have the phosphohexo isomerase, because an isomer, glucose is converted into fructose. Then again a P is there again, phosphofructokinase. Here we have hexokinase, here we have phosphofructokinase, because you can take it as it, that kinase is going to add the phosphorus in the group, in that molecule. Then A stands for um, the aldolase, which is going to convert this one into aldehyde sugar. Then G stands for the glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate dehydrogenase. Then P stands for again the phosphoglycerate kinase. Here the P, phosphorus is added. Whenever there is a word kinase, just take it as that, phosphorus is added. Panther, this P stands for phosphoglycerate mutase, because it is going to form phospho enol pyruvate. And for enol we have E, which is enolase enzyme, and the last one is pyruvate kinase, which is actually forming pyruvate. Simple. Now let's go into the cycle that you need to learn, because you don't have to go through the each one. So first of all we have glucose. Let's make glucose. It's a 6 carbon compound. In glucose, what is going to be added? Two phosphorus, one phosphorus here and one phosphorus here. So 2 ATP are converted into 2 ADP. So this process is known as phosphorylation, because a phosphate group is added. Clear? Now, when two phosphate group are added, again this one is known as fructose, because there is an isomerism take place. I've told you earlier. It forms fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. What is the meaning of 1,6? It means that phosphate group is attached to carbon number 1 and carbon number 6. If we make carbons like this, carbon, carbon, carbon. So one phosphorus is attached here and one are here. That's why it is known as fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. Then it breaks down. It's a lysis. So it makes glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. So there are two different products are formed, but and each is going to make the pyruvate. So let's write glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate, or you can also say triose phosphate. It's a 3 carbon compound, so triose phosphate. So we are going to work with triose phosphate. So in triose phosphate, here when we have mentioned the glyceraldehyde, again a phosphorus is going to add. So here the ATP is not going to act, only this one, and it is converted into this one product. So ultimately it form glycerate 3 phosphate when there is an addition of NAT, and it is reduced to NADH plus should be there. Okay, the next step is then again the phosphorylation take place. Now it's a reverse phosphorylation, so it is known as dephosphorylation. And this dephosphorylation uh, converts the ADP into ATP and results in a formation of pyruvate, which is a 3 carbon compound. So this is all for the glycolysis. Again, I'm repeating, you have to learn only few steps. Don't have to go into the detail. Very first thing, the glucose is converted into by adding two phosphorus is converted into fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. This is phosphorylation. Then the second one is lysis, in which fructose 6 carbon broken down into two molecules of 3 carbon. Then here I forgot to mention, here an oxidation take place. So here is something related to oxidation. and then a glycerate 3 phosphate is formed, and dephosphorylation take place. The phosphate group is going to be removed, and it convert ADP into ATP. And the last one is the pyruvate, and this pyruvate is now going to enter the mitochondria. So this is all for the glycolysis. Let's move to the link reaction and the Krebs cycle in the next video. See you here.